Hello and welcome to World Traveler Cooking, where we cover interesting foods and interesting cuisines from around the world. Now in the past I've done a video on a Russian beef stroganoff. Today I'm going to do another one, but this one's from 1957 or 8 I think. So it is a Soviet style beef stroganoff specifically. And the ingredients are a little different. The method of cooking is similar, but also just slightly different. So enjoy. Now, our ingredients are simpler, I think largely because, in this time period, the Soviet Union was still very much recovering from World War II, and so what was available might not have included things like mustard, right? So we have an onion, we have between 600 and 700 grams of beef. Now these should ideally be like beef round, and you'd slice them into what they call noodles, very basically thin strips. But I couldn't get any of that today, so I'm using little cubes, which isn't ideal, but it is what we'll work with. We have around 50, 60, 70 grams of tomato paste. So about half of one of these containers, I'd say, a few tablespoons. About 300 milliliters of vegetable broth. We want to use around 150 grams of sour cream. I might be just a little short. I have 100 grams in here and a little more in another container. Some salt and pepper to taste, and a bay leaf. So that's what we have. We'll also use a little bit of vegetable oil for frying. So let's go ahead and get started. So once the pan's hot, I'm just going to eyeball maybe 2 tablespoons of oil onto the hot pan. And yes, this would be a vegetable oil. And then I'm going to add all of my meat. Now, normally this is where we say don't crowd the pan, do work in batches. But in these particular recipes, what I've seen is they say just fry it under high heat until it's dry. So we're going to do that. So here we have it with a lot of liquid having formed. We're now just going to boil it. We're going to cook this until that liquid boils dry. So high heat. We don't want to stew it really. We want to boil this dry. So now this is starting to boil dry. So I'm just going to stir it a little bit while we just finish that part up. And once this is nice and having boiled dry, I may add a little more oil if I need to, but then in go our onions to fry. So this has fully boiled dry, and so in go our onions, and we will now fry this for about 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, I'm going to add, well, this is a relatively thin tomato paste, so I'm going to add a little more. And now this will get stirred around for another 6 minutes. Tomato paste added, we've reduced our heat down to medium, and we're getting close to when I'm going to add the broth and the sour cream and stuff. You will see that the tomato does in fact kind of cook onto the pan a little bit. That's fine. This should cook off once I add the broth. But don't cook it. I did forget to mention that there is a tablespoon of flour that goes in just before the tomato paste, and that gets stirred around. I did add mine this time after, just because I had forgotten, but it's there to thicken things up. So if you have to do it afterwards, just sprinkle it out on top so it doesn't all clump together, and then stir it in. Now this is definitely getting to the point where I'm going to add the broth. And I'm going to stir this well, see if I can deglaze most of the bottom easily at this point. And look at how suddenly dark this all becomes. This is normal. And as you can see, everything just dissolves very easily, very quickly, because this isn't really fully burned, it's just highly caramelized. In goes our bay leaf. I'm going to start with a teaspoon of salt and a generous portion of black pepper, freshly ground of course, and then we'll add our sour cream and let this simmer and just eyeballing. That looks like pretty close to 200 grams of sour cream, so we should be good. I'm going to stir this in, then I will taste again, adjust, and let cook for 15 to 20 minutes. So everything's now been stirred together, and we're going to go ahead and let this cook for about 15 or 20 minutes, and then we'll be done. I will probably come back for the taste test a bit after that. So yeah. And here it's done. Now I'm going to prepare my mashed potatoes, then I will be back for a taste test. And now for the taste test. So this is quite a different dish than the one I made last time. And yes, the beef would be better if it were cut into sort of thin strips. But it's a very good dish still. It's very rich, it's very flavorful. And it goes very well, of course, with mashed potatoes. You can see why beef stroganoff was a staple in Russian households through Soviet times, even when, for example, ingredient availability was different. Now, I definitely suggest making this recipe, trying it out, and savoring a bit of history. You might even like it and make it many more times. Now, if you like this content, you'd like to see more of it, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have anything to say about this video, love to hear from you. Recipes in the description. Bon appetit, and see you next week.